Hey everybody, Jeff aka GCurse here. Welcome to another GCurse Reacts. Today I'm going to be giving my thoughts to a toy collector. As many of you know, I am a fan of the toys known as Transformers, so I love to hear what other collectors have to say about the business and the different aspects around that business. The collector I'm going to be listening to is named Pixel Dan, and he recently had he went to basically it was like a little outlet pop-up store of Toys R Us. As many of you know, in the United States, Toys R Us closed down quite a while ago, and they're trying to make a comeback. Uh, and Pixel Dan, he apparently he came across one of these pop-ups and he gave his opinion, and I would like to give you my thoughts. This is not going to be me shitting on the guy at all. I do not critique or shit on people or other people unless they're really asking for it. Like the best case example is DSP Gaming, and I only critique him because the guy is known for outright lying to the viewers. However, I just want to give you my thoughts about like my history with toys and everything, and give you basically that. So let's switch over to this. Okay, so here we are. So let's pull up the video. Okay, so that's all good. So 3, 2, 1.
Miss Toys R Us, right? Many of us grew up with it. We're extremely nostalgic for it. Some of us were even lucky enough to take our kids to Toys R Us before they all shut down. And
Okay, now this, I honestly do wish I had that same kind of attachment to Toys R Us that a lot of other people did. And I can honestly just say that wasn't the case because I only went there a total of one time. I was staying with my father and his girlfriend at the time in 1989, and we were coming back, we were returning to his house after spending the holidays, Christmas. We were visiting her family for Christmas Day or whatever you want to call it. And on our way back, we decided to stop off at Toys R Us because we had some money and we wanted to go spend it. I was actually this is where I got my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mauser figure. Now this is not mine. I ripped this image off the net. I don't have any of my original Team NT figures left, but I did get this figure, and oh my god, I love this figure to the point that the poor thing broke down because I just played with it so much. This I always wanted a Mauser figure since I saw it on the cartoon back in the 80s, and to have this figure, it was fucking awesome. Granted, I was shit at putting on the stickers because it gave you a sticker sheet here that you can see, and I did not know. I didn't. I'll be honest. I was 8 years old at the time. I did not know how to read the fucking instructions, so I just plastered the poor Mouser figure with the stickers. It literally looked like a fucking NASCAR vehicle. Okay, so let's turn this off. If you're wondering, like, where did I get a lot of my toys? And the answer is simple. Where I lived at the time, well, I still live, they actually had a KB Toys across the street from us. And that's where I basically went and I got 99% of all my toys until they sadly closed down in the early 2000s.
we lost our big box toy stores here in the United States. Recently, Toys R Us has been making comebacks of sorts, popping up into Macy's stores and even some smaller specialty locations. I came across one of those small locations recently while traveling, and I kind of want to talk about it. Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan. Thank you for joining me for another video here on the channel. I want to take a quick moment to say if you like.
Okay, the first thing I have mad respect for this guy because if you look behind him on the shelf, he has a Technodrome. I'm not sure if that's a reissue or if that's original, but oh my god, I was so pumped when I actually got my Technodrome for Christmas one year from my mom. The thing was, my mom actually got me like 2 or 3 play sets that Christmas. She got me the Technodrome. She got me, maybe it was just 2, and the sewer base. It was just those 2. And the thing was, I had them in the box, on Christmas. But because of that Christmas, my father picked me up for visitation. I didn't get a chance to actually get them out of the box because it would take some assembling and everything. So I had to wait till I came home from Christmas with my father. And when I came home, I went to my room. My mom had everything all set up. It was fucking awesome. I gotta give her credit. She did an awesome job getting those two play sets set up and everything. And then not only did she have them set up, she organized my room because my room was always a fucking mess. I was a boy. Kids don't keep their rooms clean. Anyway, she reorganized my room and she had everything on shelves nice and everything. Oh my god. The sad thing was a few hours later my room became a mess again, but still it was fucking nice. But yeah, I missed the Technodrome. If I had foresight back then, I would have kept all my collections, but I didn't. I grew up, as I grew older, I got rid of things, but I'm keeping all my Transformers. I know you can't see because I'm in on a virtual green screen right now, but behind me I have my figures, But anyway, let's continue on.
What you see here today, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It does help me out quite a bit. We've got a whole mixture of toy topics here on this channel. Some Saturdays are toy reviews, and sometimes I just want to talk about things related to the toy industry, like Toys R Us popping up in airports. Did you guys know that there is now a Toys R Us in the Dallas-Fort Worth airport?
When I first heard this, I was thinking, really? That's weird that they would put a Toys R Us of all places in an airport, and then it kind of made sense the more I thought about it. And he actually brings it up. You're going to be you're traveling with your family or your friends or whatever. And what would be the one thing that you see when you get off and you enter the concourse? You're going to see businesses. And you're going to see, you may have a child with you. Your child will see the toys. And then they will hopefully convince you to go into the store, So I can understand the logic of putting a pop-up in an airport. Even though it's logical, it's just like, really, they put one there, but they got to get attention. And it's the one thing I always say, it's like the baby steps. It's baby steps. You can't start off big, especially when you're rebuilding a business that originally closed down in America, and then you're trying to, it's like restarting a car motor after a few years of it not being used. You have to do little things to get it to finally work. So this is their plan. They're going to open up these little pop-up stores either in the mall or in Macy's, and they're hoping that over time the demand and the capital will be there for them to actually hopefully open up big brick-and-mortar stores. I think that I have to believe that's what ultimately their end game is.
Well, recently while traveling, I had a stop at the Dallas airport and happened upon this Toys R Us. Now at the time, I was actually kind of surprised. I came down from the Skylink, and as I was coming down the escalator, that classic Toys R Us sign greeted me, and I was surprised. But I quickly remembered that I had read something about a Toys R Us opening up in the airport, and here it was, opened, accepting customers. Upon seeing that Toys R Us sign and the Jeffrey the Giraffe statue welcoming me on the outside, I felt happy. I felt nostalgia.
I love that. They actually have to have a piece of paper that says, please do not step on Jeffrey. You mean people actually step on that base? I would have kept them inside then, but I can understand why they have the statue outside. It's to get people's attention.
Toys R Us is here. That's amazing. Of course, I've got time before my next flight, so I've got to pop in here and check it out. So I walk into the store feeling a little happy and nostalgic and optimistic, and pretty quickly looked around me and realized I needed to get some footage of this place because I had a feeling I was going to want to come here and talk about what I was seeing. So we've all seen the Toys R Us that has shown up in Macy's stores.
Actually, I haven't. We used to have a Macy's here, and then it closed down. It was an evolution. I'm not sure if they bought them out, but originally in the mall there was a business called the Bon. Here, let's do some research, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. Okay, and then let's pull up my browser. There we go. Let's see here. The Bon Marché department store. It was known as Bon Marché, but then they just kind of changed it to the Bon. Are they? I can't recall. Did Macy's buy them out, or did they just move out? I'm curious. Let's see here. Founded, defunct, 2005. Yeah, merged with Macy's. Okay, here let me show you. So they basically went out of business and they merged with Macy's. Well, so there was the Bon in the mall, and then it changed over to Macy's. And then, God, I think it was about, God, it has to be about 11 years now. The Macy's left, and for that entire time, the 11 plus years, that spot has been empty at the mall. I shit you not. Maybe I'll take a picture and then I'll do like a follow up or something to this. But yeah, that retail space in the mall has been empty. And is that a small retail space, ladies and gentlemen? It's actually one of those huge anchor stores, and it's been empty for 11 plus years. And that really makes you wonder, like, how much money is that mall losing at the fact that they cannot get a business to go into that location. Okay, but yeah, so if Macy's was still here and the Toys R Us popped up there, you can guarantee I'd be over there. I love the idea of brick and mortar toy stores. Okay, let's continue on.
Right? The Toys R Us, which is essentially some signage and some shelves with the same toys that we see at a lot of the other retail stores like Walmart and Target, but probably even a little bit more expensive. For me, I never got it. I don't think it was meaningful in any way. It just felt like they were trying to capitalize on the brand recognition of Toys R Us to make some additional sales at Macy's. I mean, and that's literally what it was, right? We've hit this point now where so many of the things that we're buying is being sold to us based on nostalgia. And I know I'm wrapped up in it with everybody else, right? Here I am, still buying He-Man toys, still buying Ninja.
It isn't even just toys. I can go to Target or Walmart, and I will find old style or oh God, what's the word that he just used? I can't even think of the word he just used. Retro. Let's say retro. I've seen retro things at Target and Walmart. Most commonly, besides toys like He-Man that he mentioned, I've seen like records, actual vinyl records. I've seen records at Target and Walmart, and at Walmart especially, they are actually selling specialized edition of VHS tapes. The biggest one right now is Terrifier 2. So basically, Pixel Dan does have a point that they are kind of marketing retro the retro items. It isn't so much because they want people to have that He-Man figure. It's just basically because they know that there is money in the name. At least that's my take of it.
Turtles toys, because these are things that I've always loved and I've got that nostalgia, and
Nostalgia,
it sells,
that's what it
man.
is.
Nostalgia sells.
It does.
Nostalgia is what I consider the number one reason why we're all toy collectors. It's why we're in this game.
And he has a point. Nostalgia does sell. But for some reason, I'm not sure what it is. Like with my Transformers collection. They once in a while, Hasbro, they're the company that makes the Transformers, they will release, like anniversary editions of their older products. And I just do not buy them. I don't know why. It's just that they don't really appeal to me. I love the older stuff, but I don't I'm more content with having the memories of them instead of actually owning them. I prefer to own the newer stuff, but I can still love the older stuff. Yeah, but I can understand what he's saying here.
Yes, there are so many amazing independent toy companies out there making new and original product, and yes, there are so many fans of that. I want to make sure I acknowledge that because I know it's out there and it's amazing, and I want to see more of that because everywhere else it feels like we're just being sold the same ideas over and over again, and Toys R Us is no different. So let's think about what Toys R Us was, right? When we think about how things were in the 80s and in the 90s when we were growing up, walking into a place like Toys R Us meant discovering things, right? We were gonna walk in there and we were gonna find new things that we had never seen before. Sure, we were always gonna go check the Star Wars toys or the He-Man toys or the Transformers. We were gonna ask for some of our favorites for birthdays and Christmas, but you always walked into a place like Toys R Us and you discovered something new. This is the era.
Okay, and even though he's referring to Toys R Us here, it's the same experience I had with KB Toys. I loved KB Toys. I was crushed when I moved back to this area in 2002, and I went to the mall shortly after I moved here, back to where I currently live now. I went to the mall because I had some money. I was going to see if they had actually had any Transformers figures, because at that time I spent a couple years out of the collecting market, and I thought I'd go to KB Toys and see how much they want for some Transformers, just to see what they also had. And this was the first time it was in like a little over 2 years that I went to that mall, and so much changed in those 2 years. I went into the mall and I went to the spot where KB Toys was, and KB Toys was gone. They were gone. It was sad. They were gone. And I really feel that when a toy store closes, like KB Toys or Toys R Us, it really kind of removes a piece of your childhood, because of the fact that any store can have toys. Target can have toys, Walmart can have toys, but you don't have a dedicated toy store. And to have a dedicated toy store, it was kind of magic. It was kind of magic. Like he said, you could go in there and you find something new every time. And that's actually what happened with me in the 90s. I used to have a paper route. Actually, it was my very first job was as a newspaper carrier. And I would have, the money after I got done. The way it was that every month you would deliver your newspapers. You would then you would have to collect the money from the subscribers at the end of every month, and then around the first or even the end of the month, they'd give you your bill for how many newspapers and everything. After that, you would pay that bill with the subscribers' money that they would give you. Whatever was left was considered your money. Uh, well, I would take that money that I'd have after I paid my bill, would go to KB Toys, and I would buy. At that time, I was really into the Marvel action figures from Toy Biz. It was either Spider-Man, X-Men, X-Force, but I would go there on a Friday night, and I would just spend, spend, spend. And then I would also walk around KB Toys, and I loved that location, but the downside was that location was so fucking small. It was so small, and then they always ordered so much that it made that business space so crammed. And I would walk around and I'd see what else they had, and they had a lot of things that you would not expect. They had Pogs for a couple years. They had Pogs. I shit you not. On the counter next to the registers, they actually had a display with these little plastic box cubes. It was real small cubes, like half the size of this Bluetooth holder. Inside that little plastic box was a jumping bean. I shit you not. It was a little, I'm not sure what the correct term is. We always refer to them as Mexican jumping beans. And you could hold this box and you actually see the little bean in it jump. Yeah, but yeah. So I personally think that after, Toys R Us closed down, after KB Toys closed down, it took a part of the childhood away, because your child doesn't have that mystical wonder of what they can find in these stores. Okay.
Where toy companies were making anything they thought of, right? It wasn't always based on an IP like everything has to be today. This is kind of where all the IPs came from. They were throwing things at the wall and seeing what sticks, which made for incredibly fun toy aisles. And having a place like Toys R Us was key to that, because this was an entire store dedicated to nothing but toys. Today, we are basically stuck with nothing but Walmart and Target as retail.
And I agree with this guy on this point here. Walmart and Target fucking suck if you're trying to be a collector. It fucking sucks. That's why I've literally had to turn to either eBay or the online toy stores like Big Bad Toy Store. And I'll put these links in the description below. You already know eBay, and probably about Big Bad Toy Store if you're into toys. Also Amazon, which fucking sucks. I love the idea of going into a store and seeing what they have. That's what I love. I love the whole adventure. The downside is it's becoming more of a hassle, because you're wasting gas, especially like for me, because I have 2 Walmarts, but they're in Longview across the river, and you're wasting gas going from store to store, only to find out that they have a display for the figures, but by God, they rarely have any of those figures in the store. That's why I don't go to Walmart that much anymore. If I go to Walmart, it's like once every 3 months. Or if I'm with my students during the school year. Other than that, I don't fucking go to Walmart. And if I want to go to Target, I can just walk over there. So it gives a little bit of exercise. But Target is almost the same thing as Walmart. They have displays, but they're rarely filled. You're lucky to actually, if they have anything. Walmart is fucking atrocious, because Walmart, will have these special editions, these collectors sets of, like, say, Transformers. The most recent one that they're doing is called the Star Raiders. And even though they have the Star Raiders, they have the display, they don't have the fucking toys, And it's like, if you're not going to have the toys, why even have the goddamn display? It's stupid. And the thing is, people could say, well, Jeff, maybe they had the toys and they were all bought. I have literally watched the workers set up a huge cardboard display. It was a couple years ago. They had a set of 3 special Beast Formers Transformer toys. They set up the display. And I was like, okay, I'll wait here while they get the toys out. I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll wait. They set up the cardboard display. And I waited and I waited and I waited, and they weren't filling it. They walked to the back. I'm like, okay, they must be going to get this items now. I saw them come back, and they started stacking other toys. And I walked over and I'm like, do you have any of the Transformers that go there? Oh no, we just got the display. We just got the display. And I asked, well, if you don't have the toys, why do you guys have the display? Well, they want us to set the display because if we don't have the toys, they could look online. It's a whole way of letting them know that they have the toys, but you could go online, you could possibly order it that way. And to me, that's like really, I just don't like that. If you can't get the toys into the store, why have a display? And yes, the whole thing is to literally, direct traffic to the website, but still, it just sucks. Going to Target and Walmart for your collecting likes or your collecting needs or whatever fucking sucks. This is why we need toy stores.
Retail stores here in the United States who each have shrinking toy sections, right? There are limited aisles that the toy companies are all essentially fighting for space in so that they can sell their products. And in today's world, the only thing they're really gonna sell us is IP because they know it's gonna sell and they have such limited real estate to put things in these stores. It's a vicious, terrible cycle, and it's why there's so very little creativity out there these days.
It is.
Again, I am not knocking all the cool toys that we are getting. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that it's all IP, because we're obviously all getting some very fun stuff out there, and I know there are a lot of really great toy designers who do a good job and care about what they're doing. I just mean that how often do we really walk into the toy aisles these days at Walmart or Target and see something brand new that's fun and exciting?
Walmart, Walmart is horrendously bad for this. I kind of already alluded to it with some of their special editions, but it's just that the last new figures I've gotten, like the last 3 times, were all from Target, and that's rare, because normally with Target and Walmart, when they get the figures, those figures that I've been getting have literally been almost out for a couple months before they actually finally arrive at Walmart and Target. It's fucking sad. I will order figures or pre-order them from Amazon, for example. I will get them day one, or roughly day one after they release. It won't be till like 4 or 5 months later that they finally start showing up at Target or Walmart, if they even do show up. And it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. When the product releases on Amazon, it should start appearing at the store. This is why the demand in the stores is dying. It's because, well, why wait half a year, if not forever, for a figure to arrive at a brick and mortar store like Target, when you could literally go and pre-order it basically for free from Amazon, and they'll just charge your card once it finally releases. Why do that? Why go to the store that you can't even guarantee that it's going to ever be there?
You basically walk down the boys section at Walmart and you see the same things. Ninja Turtles, Transformers, Godzilla, Star Wars, WWE, Minecraft, modern IP too, video game, maybe Masters of the Universe if your Walmart hasn't gotten rid of it like mine, and Hot Wheels, and that's it, right? That's essentially it. So, losing Toys R Us was a big blow to the toy industry as a whole. I still stand by that. Not having proper space for these toy companies to try different things stifled things, so that we're basically stuck with this IP, this stuff they know is going to sell, in this very limited shelf space at places like Walmart and Target. So that brings us to today, where we keep seeing Toys R Us is coming back, Toys R Us is coming back, and then we get things like Macy's. Well, they've started opening some specialty stores. I know there's one in that mall out in New Jersey. I haven't been there yet, so I have no experience with it, but we're also getting these smaller little shops like the one here at the Dallas airport. Let me jump back to that. I know I got way off track. I want to talk about this a little bit. So this is a tiny little store. Fine, it's in an airport. You wouldn't really expect it to be like a massive toy store. But the thing that I noticed immediately upon walking in is that the store is primarily for 2 different things: Lego and Funko Pops. One whole half of the store is nothing but Lego, and that's great. Lego's incredible. And then a large chunk of the store, both some of the end caps in the middle and the back wall, is nothing but floor.
Okay, I can understand Legos. I actually endorse parents, if you're going to get your kids any toys, get them Legos. It helps with creativity. It helps them, expand their imagination. Who knows? It may even convince them one day to become an engineer. With that said, Funko Pops, I do not understand the fucking fucking bad of these things. From what I understand, they are like, I'm not sure they're even articulated. They literally look like just solid pieces of plastic. What, besides as a desktop or ornament, what the fuck can you do with these things? Granted, I don't mess with my Transformers. They're on the shelf to, forever. But at least if I wanted to interact with them, I can fucking move them, I can pose them, I can transform them. What the fuck can these things do? I do not understand the goddamn fascination with Funko Pops. I do not. And then to top it off, there are several stores in the mall across the street where I live, and all they do is fucking sell these things. Literally, it's like, what is the goddamn fascination with these things? I thought these things were supposed to have been, I think the company weren't they supposed to have, money issues here? Let's check this out. Hold on. Because I could have sworn a couple years ago that they were having, funding problems. Let's see here. Did Funko, God, I can't even read what that says. Did Funko have money issues? Funko is planning to destroy okay. They are planning to destroy over $30 million worth of excessive inventory, following a major decline in profits. Oh, you can't even read that. Hold on me. There you go. They are destroying. Now, this was also in 2022, so maybe they turned their luck around. But seriously, they are destroying over $30 million of their product because they can't fucking sell these things. They can't sell these things in 2022. I'm not sure how it is in 2024, but they can't sell this shit back in 2022. Let's see here. Does Funko have a problem? Although small decrease, Funko's problem is that it banked on continued demand growth. And what kind of growth or demand is there when they're literally nothing but little fucking static statues? They don't do anything. Let's see. But, and it's basically all the same thing. Let's see here. This was from 2023. Just fucking loss of money. Holy shit. But as I was saying, though, there are stores in the mall where I live, and they fucking sell these things, and I never see anybody buying them. I never see anybody buying these goddamn Funko Pops. It was so bad that prior to the pandemic, at Walmart, go figure, you can't fucking find normal, collectible action figures like your Transformers, your He-Man, Ninja Turtles. You can't really find those in 2020. But they had so much of this fucking shit, these Funko Pops, that they literally had a huge fucking wall set up. I'm not talking about like a shelf. No, I'm not talking about a shelf of Funko Pops. They literally built a wall of Funko Pops standing on each other. And then they had to have like yellow police tape around it with a literal sign hanging from the tape that said, if you want one of these things, please seek a sales assistant or associate. Because of the fact that they built this wall before, somebody would take one because they wanted one apparently, and the entire wall would come crashing down. It was that these things were in high demand at the time. It's just that Walmart ordered so much of the shit that they didn't have anywhere else to put it. So we'll put it in electronics, build up a fucking wall. And then Thanksgiving came that year, and these things were on fucking clearance. At one time, you could get like 5 for $30. I just don't understand the whole fucking thing of Funko Pops. Oh, Jeff, you're old. You don't understand. You're right. I don't fucking understand. I like my action figures to actually have interactivity. What's the fucking point of having a little thing in a box with a big fucking head? I just don't get it. I do not get it. Wait, wrong button. See here, 365 login. What the fuck is that? Oh well. Anyway. Okay, let's do that. Let's do this. Okay.
To sealing Funko Pops or other Funko related items. So you basically walk in here and you're seeing just the exact same stuff that we're seeing at regular retail stores, or the same stuff that we're all being seen shoved at us at conventions, like walls and walls of Funko Pops. Boom, there it is right here in this Dallas airport Toys R Us. But wait, was there anything else? Well, yeah, of course, there was some other stuff here as well. In fact, looking at the back wall, I actually saw some of the action figures that you might hope to see at a place like Toys R Us. I found some Transformers, albeit they were all Rise of the Beasts, which was a movie that came out, like, what, last summer? And it was pretty slim pickings.
Okay, so this is something I wanted to mention. I didn't buy any of those goddamn Rise of the Beast figures. I skipped that entire toy line. By the looks of it now, this was a recent video. This was like uploaded earlier. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. So this was recent. It literally looks like, especially with the Transformers, and then you're gonna see some Star Wars figures pretty soon. It literally looks like that they are using these Toys R Us pop-up stores basically to sell. It's like, think of it like Ross or Big Lots. They have this overflow of older stuff, and that's what they're selling, especially with the action figures. And odds are, if it's items from 2+ years ago, or even a year ago with the Rise of the Beast, odds are the people who already got that shit, if they want it, like, what you need to have newer stuff. If we wanted older items, we'd go to fucking Ross or Big Lots.
Same kind of stuff that we saw sitting at Walmart for months and months at a time just last summer. And they do have a Star Wars section, again, pretty slim pickings, and it's mostly just Black Series figures that have been hanging out on pegs for a very long time. I mean, look, it's just like the basic Mandalorian figure here. And look at that price tag.
Your eyes do not deceive you. $40. Now, I'll be honest, I do not buy Star Wars items. I never have. So I'm not sure if $40 is normal for the Black Series. I think that's what he called it. So let's actually do a quick look on this, shall we? So let's pull this up. Star Wars Black Series, The Mandalorian. Let's just go to, say, Target. Okay, Star Wars, The Mandalorian, Privateer, Black Series. I'm just curious, what is the average price for one of these? Okay, so no, it's not the same figure, but it's the Mandalorian Privateer Black Series action figure. So it's even a Target exclusive. Okay, so let's see here. What else do we have? Hold on. Do we have Book of Boba Fett Black Series? Okay, let's do okay, now it's not an exclusive. So this one you can find at your normal store. $19.99. So the older toy, the one that apparently could be out for over a year, is going for $40, whereas apparently it goes for only $19.99. So not only are you paying more for a toy that's a little bit older, but it's even a little more. It's double,
Yep,
You're being
that's
ripped,
the other
basically.
thing about this. These Star Wars Black Series figures are $40 a piece. And the prices like that throughout the store are kind of like this. So I guess it's exactly what you expect, right? Toys R Us was always a bit more expensive because it was a specialty store. We used to always joke about
Now, I'll be honest, when I bought my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mouser figure, it was not that expensive. I was given $10 from a family member for Christmas. And I think it was like either $5.99 or $6.99. I cannot recall how much it went for, but I definitely got change back. So this whole thing of Toys R Us, the prices being higher, Toys R Us, I'm wondering, was that something that happened towards the end of their presence in America, or was it something that happened just before that? I don't understand, because like I said, I was able to buy my figure without any problem. And my father, he was definitely the type like, no, you have your set amount of money, $10 for example. You got whatever you buy, you have to make sure you can pay for it.
The Toys R Us tax here.
Wait, hold on,
so now you're thinking about the fact that it's got the Toys R Us tax, it's in an airport, everything in an airport is already overpriced. So now we are essentially stuck with a store that's carrying the same stuff that we would see at any other regular big box retail store, and it's mostly older stuff.
$40, holy
and it's
shit.
extremely overpriced. Which leaves me wondering, what is the point in this store? Who is the target audience here? I was standing here and I was looking around, getting some shots of some stuff, and I heard right outside the door
okay.
a little kid say, "Oh my gosh, it's Toys R Us, can we go in?" And that made me feel a little happy hearing that. But the child's dad immediately said, "Why? What are we gonna find in there that we won't find at Target when we get home?" And at first I was like, "Oh, that's poor kid." But I'm looking around and he's right. There's nothing in here that you couldn't just walk into Target or Walmart right now and get for way cheaper. In fact, most of the stuff that's in here is outdated. It's stuff that people didn't want, and that's why it's still sitting here. Lego, totally different thing. Lego's great. Maybe you want to pick up a Lego set to build on your way to vacation or something. But for the most part, I just don't see it. I don't know what this store is here for. So this really just leaves me wondering, is that it? Is it over? Is it time to let go of this want to see Toys R Us return? I guess I should point out or mention, yes, I know that Toys R Us is still around in Canada. Every time I talk about this, everybody always makes sure to let me know that they've got one in Canada. I know, lucky you guys.
It's kind of like what I mentioned earlier. As much as I don't like the fact that half of that store was populated with that goddamn Funkos, you have to start off small. If you start off big, you may not have the demand that you're anticipating there being. But if you start off small, you can actually start to gauge to see exactly how many people, are interested in Toys R Us making a return. I think it would be a possible, like a career suicide or business suicide, or whatever you want to call it, to literally go, okay, guys, we're going to do the whole Walmart gig. We're just going to go to city after city after city after city after city, and we're going to spend millions of dollars building these huge, brick-and-mortar stores. And we're going to cram it so full of stuff. And then you have people going, well, sir, what if demand is not there? Oh, they'll just come. They will come to us. That's the problem Walmart had. I'm not sure they still do, but they used to just open up store after store after store after store. And then now you're hearing of them having to close down either because of economic reasons or literally just demand is not there. I think it's a safer course to start off small, even though I don't like what they fill that store with, mostly the Funko Pops. It's easier to start off small to gauge engagement. That's my take, at least. That's my take. Everything takes time. Rome wasn't built in a year. Or in a day, or whatever the correct fucking term is. We are literally having to restart an engine that has been dead for over a decade. It's not going to be an easy process. We have to be patient.
But here in the US, like, this is what we've got. This is what we're stuck with, stuff like this. And aside from seeing some of the cool signage that was in here, seeing some of the displays, I just didn't feel good when I left this store. Instead, it made me realize that this probably is over. Toys R Us as we knew it is probably not coming back. The Toys R Us that they're planning to open now with these little stores is in name only.
I think we just need to try to be positive as possible. The way I like to think of this is like with Target, and not Target, with with Toys R Us. I like to think of it as the WWE syndrome. Now, you're probably wondering, what do you mean by WWE syndrome, Jeff? And the thing is, from like 2000 until roughly, I think it was like 2018 or 2019, let's say 2019, the WWE had a literal stranglehold. Sorry, somebody was walking on the walkway by my apartment. Anyway, the WWE for nearly 20 years was the only real big name to find professional wrestling in the United States. Yeah, there were smaller things, but if you're looking for like television, for outreach and all that, for publicity and like social media, WWE was the only one. It literally took somebody who did, admittedly have a lot of money, Tony Khan. It took Tony Khan and plus nearly 20 years for somebody, Tony Khan, to come in and basically start up a competition. That's the problem it is right now with toys, with Walmart and Target. They are the only big predators in the field. There is no more. Right now, there are no upstarts that want to try something. We have Toys R Us, but right now they're in the small stages. I feel it's going to take somebody who has the capital and the drive. That's what it's going to take. It's going to take somebody the drive. I'm not talking about like, I'm not just talking about like competition, like somebody. Oh, I'm that they're only in it to take Walmart out of business. No, that will not work. You need to have somebody who has drive and passion. If you're simply wanting to take Walmart put them out of business, it's not going to work. It really works. The only real case I could see that it worked was with WWE when they defeated WCW. You have to have somebody who loves what it is that they want to do, and that's why we currently have Tony Khan. Tony Khan loves the business. I'm not even trying to, be on one side or another. I'm just saying what we all know. We need somebody who loves toys and that has the money that can basically be like, you know what? I'm going to start up my own business, and it'll start off small, just like Toys R Us right now, but it'll grow and grow and grow and grow. That's what I'm trying to say. We can't just start up a big name business, whatever it be, Jeff's Toy Emporium, and expect it to be automatically a hit. No, you have to start small.
Are selling us the name. They are hoping that nostalgia is going to get us to come in here and maybe pick up a $40 Star Wars toy just because we're buying it at a Toys R Us. And I think that's all they want from it. I don't know, maybe I'm way off base here, and I really do hate being so negative. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I am trying to look at this realistically.
It's okay to be cynical. Look at how the landscape has been for the last 20 years roughly. All we have is Target and Walmart. And you have those same people, those same companies saying, "Oh, come to our stores. We'll have what you're looking for. You only for you to go to the stores and they have jack shit." It's okay to be cynical. It's okay to question them. I think it's just don't carry over that cynicism and being critical of Target and Walmart. Don't carry that over to stores that are actually trying to start up. Because if you do that, then you're only really dooming that potential company to failure because you're not going to want to go there. That's the worst thing that you can do, is to basically not go to a store simply because you've been burned by the other stores that sell the same type of things.
Like, look, I want to love this stuff. I want to be happy and excited about being at a Toys R Us or seeing a toy store again. But we've all seen the way this stuff is trending. We've all seen the articles saying that we as adult collectors are like the primary audience for toys now. I don't know if I agree that that's a good thing, because I do feel like all this stuff is going to die with us, and no, it's not going to matter anymore after us. And you know, maybe that's fine too, because it's making us happy, and I suppose that's what it's truly about, right? It's supposed to make us happy. But I don't know. I just left this store feeling like that was it. It was time to let it go. Toys R Us is probably not coming back the way we want. I will say that the lady, the very nice employee that was in there, mentioned that they are planning to open something like 22 stores in the US. I didn't find any way to verify that information. That's just what she was telling everybody that was in the store.
Okay, let's just do a quick look. Let's just hold on. Crap. Sorry. Let's just do a quick look, ladies and gentlemen. Let's pull this up. See here, Toys R Us. 22 stores opening. Never hurts to do a quick look. Okay, now this was 10 October of 2023. Toys R Us are planning on opening stores across the US, sorry. Here's where the first, let's see here. I'm just seeing if, like, reopens in 9 states. Let's see. Okay, this was 2022, slightly older, 2022. Ooh, here's the, is this the Jersey Mall? Hold on, let's. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me turn on the computer audio. I'm sorry about that, guys. Okay, the guy is walking around the mall right now. I wish my mall looked this nice. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can. Okay, it looks like we could be approaching it. Just want to move it back. Okay, hold on. Oh, it's actually a cafe that's built into Toys R Us. It looks like. Oh, that's unique. Okay, hold on. I just want to see what the. I just want to see like what their the building or the business looks like. God, the Funkos. I thought those were Funko Pops. I was wrong. Sorry. Okay, so it definitely looks a lot bigger. So I'm just gonna stop at that. It looks a lot bigger than what the pop-up was that Pixel Dan went to. I think honestly, it's okay to be cautious, but especially when it comes to possibility of new stores opening up, we got to be positive. Cautious optimism. I guess you could really call it that.
Was that there were plans to open 22 stores, and I have no idea if that means they're all going to be these weird little shops inside of airports and malls and stuff like that, or if they have real plans to bring a real toy store back. If the latter's true, I would love that. I would love there to be a real dedicated toy store, and I would love to see the toy industry really start booming again and being able to come out with all kinds of cool stuff because there's a toy store to pay for it again and stock it again and give us a place to go shop for it again. I just really don't know if that's gonna happen. I feel like maybe that's behind us now. And it kind of sucks. But we just got to keep moving forward and focusing on the things that make us happy. I guess let me know what you guys think. You're going to let me know what you think. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments on this. And if you guys think I'm way off base, if you think that I am wrong or being too negative about this, that's totally fine. Please let me know that. Or do you agree? Or do you agree with some of the things I said and not everything?
Okay, so that was basically it. Let's switch back over to here. Then we'll do this. Okay, so that was basically my reaction to Pixel Dan talking about, Toys R Us. Like I said, I totally understand his trepidation, I guess you could say. Basically, we've been waiting for so long for a brick and mortar toy store to make a return. And when it does, when what we are currently seeing, it's selling product that's either older, by a year or two, or it is items that are just hugely oversold already, like the Funkos. And it's okay to be kind of like cynical, but I think we need to be optimistic at the same time. Also, I'm trying to hold out hope that within the next 10 years to 20 years that we should hopefully see a new brick and mortar type company open up, because Target and Walmart, they are not able to supply to the consumer what they want. They basically, and I've literally been told, well, Target and Walmart only get what, they get a box and whatever's in the box they get. And that's even if they get the supplies. If they don't get it, then the consumer is screwed. There needs to be a brick and mortar dedicated store that can readily offer these items to the consumers. And like I said, I'm trying to be positive. That's all we can do. And until then, we have businesses like Amazon, Target, and Big Bad Toy Store to get us what we want and need. Okay, so that is it, ladies and gentlemen. As always, if you like what you watch, feel free to click that subscribe button, click the bell and the like, and I will see you next time. My name is Jeff, aka GCurse, wishing you all a great day and stay safe, everybody. Peace out.